Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy and him bringing joy by showing up to the 2024 by making, right? By making. There was a criteria here. You had to qualify for this. They didn't just let anybody roll up on this stage, right? And he qualified, which is really exciting. So he qualified to be on the 2024 U.S. presidential debate stage, and by doing that, he's going to be bringing some people joy, and myself as well. So I just wanted to talk about enjoying political engagement, because it doesn't happen that often, and I'm very fortunate. I'm going to enjoy political engagement tomorrow. Okay. Now the reality is, it's really interesting. I'm really fascinating. I'm really fascinated by what we learn from political engagement. So first of all, if you're listening to this channel, you are politically engaging. You are making yourself knowledgeable so that you can vote well. And I really appreciate that, right? And you're doing a lot by listening to this YouTube channel. One, you are helping to break the mainstream's grip on political commentary, right? In addition to that, you're making yourself knowledgeable. And I am assuming, right, but I think this is a faces. Actually, I won't even assume. I'll say some percentage of you. I think the percentage is 90%, right? Maybe it's some other percent. But I would say that 98% of you are going to discuss this election with one or more people, right? And your engagement here may go to higher engagement. For instance, me doing commentary on Vivek Ramaswamy, I'm now hyper focused on any time he's close to here. So if he goes up to New York, if he goes up anywhere as high north as New York or as south as Baltimore, I'll go see him. I'll get in my car, and I'll go see him anywhere he speaks. If he shows up between Baltimore and New York, and by the way, if you know of any, I know he doesn't have anything in August, right? But if you see anything, where I can go see him personally, I'd love to do that, right? So just wanted to, give you a heads up that I was, moving toward that, right? So, and so we have this political engagement. Now, most of the time, political engagement is not fun, right? It's not fun at all. And the reason why is we're bettering ourselves, right? And anything we do, it's eating our vegetables, right? It's no fun. It's not enjoyable, right? And one thing that's interesting is I don't really pursue, I've realized about myself. By the way, I get a lot of comments. You guys are really smart, and a lot of times I'll get a comment and I'll say, wait, why do I have a channel and this person doesn't? This person is clearly smarter than me and has better things to say. And I'll tell you right now, I think there are a lot of people in my comments who are smarter than me, and I wonder, why do I have a channel and they don't? But I really would encourage you guys to really consider doing the same thing I do and getting a channel. It is difficult. The hardest part is dealing with commenters. The hardest part by far. There's a lot of people who only comment negative. In fact, the majority of people only comment negative, and that can take a toll, right? But I would really encourage you to consider, doing your own channel, right? But what I wanted to get to is political engagement is difficult. It is challenging, right? But tomorrow I have a friend coming over for the debate, right? And that changes the whole ball of wax, right? Because I was expecting tomorrow night would be a work night, air quotes, right? So I don't get paid for this, but I do work on it. I work on it, right? And so I would have my little field notes, note guide, and I'd be scribbling, notes all night. And I will still be scribbling notes in my note guide tomorrow. But I have a friend coming over, and we're going to watch the debate together. And so that changes it, because, I'm going to say, man, Chris Christie's tie looks terrible. What a terrible pattern. And, just something that has nothing to do with, it's just an enjoyable, throw some shade, right? And we're going to be able to talk about it and enjoy our time, right? And that's because it's being shared communally, right? Now, and what's even wilder is I did not invite anyone to come watch this with me, because I know how sour and dour and dry these debates can be, right? It's a lot of terrible questions, right? It's a lot of incredibly trite, repeated answers, right? There's going to be half of the questions you could have wrote yourself, half of the answers you could have wrote yourself from tomorrow, right? And even Vivek, I'm thinking half the stuff he's going to say I've heard 50 times from him, right? But when you can share it with somebody, it's really a moment of joy. And so this person suggested, hey, I would like to see the debate with you, and it's really just transformed the whole thing. So I just want to, I just wanted to share with you. I'm really excited because this will be the first time I really get to watch the debate with somebody who wants to watch the debate and transform this task to a moment of joy. And that's I'm really excited about that. And I'm hoping that for you. And I also want you to be aware that I know you get flack for listening to and talk. Like, I know when you talk to most people about politics, they're like, hey, didn't your mom tell you don't talk about politics? Don't talk about, it's not polite, right? And literally, many Americans still have that, old, chestnut bouncing around in their head and their heart, But it's really nice, and I just want you to realize, one, I get it, right? You take the slings and arrows for being interested in politics. Most people don't like to talk about politics, and the reason why is it's not easy. And it can be very soul-sucking at times. But I just want to encourage you. You may find your people. You may be able to find people who are willing to share your joys, share your interests, and when that happens, it can turn into a moment of joy. So, to my friend, thank you very much for coming over tomorrow. I'm really excited about the debate. To you out there, I really want to encourage you and tell you, don't be discouraged about the burden you have to carry for being really, really into the future of your country and being engaged in American politics. Also, I want to acknowledge, I realize I have people coming here who are not Americans who are paying hyper close attention to an American U.S. presidential race. And I want to say thank you. Thank you. If you're an international and you're paying attention to the American U.S. presidential race, right? That's a real honor that you would do that for us. And we are very thankful to you. And I really appreciate it. And also, you're not wrong, because what happens in our election will absolutely impact your country. So for you guys, you're doing even more of the hard lift laboring. And I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you who listened to even 1 minute of my commentary and are as excited about Vivek Ramaswamy being the next president of the United States of America. Let's get ready for this debate tomorrow. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing and have a wonderful millennium.